that it's we need to urge some like the FA in order to bring us some better referees, because the referees are very.
To let you have a feel of what the ladies did before they traveled for the World Cup that will be coming up in India. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, our ladies are there right now in Turkey, where they are getting acclimatized to the weather that is very close to India, as they'll be starting the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Flamingos are battle ready. Let's look at the first story that says FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. We are determined to do well. Flamingos captain, well, as it is, the entire squad are really talking tough, and they want to make sure they do that on the field of play by the time the World Cup starts. They'll be facing Germany, Czech Republic, and also New Zealand in their group as they fight for honors in Group B. Nigerian Flamingos, the Under-17 ladies, can they do it? Nigerians are waiting. Recently, before they moved to Turkey, they were able to pay a visit to India embassy, and right there they made promise that they would do something wonderful for Nigerians to be able to smile at home, and we hope that the ladies will actually do that. Well, let's join Omoni Oferomi. If you are there, let's have you on the show as we'll be running through all the stories trending in the world of sport for this evening. Flamingos right now, they are in Turkey, and they'll be moving to India. Right now, they are saying they are ready, they are determined to do well in this competition. How do you see that?
Thank you very much, and good day to you, Ajay Shafer. Yeah, if you look at the way the Flamingo started the campaign to the World Cup India 2022, you know that undisputably they are favorite, and they've got class. You know, ahead of the competition. You know, they went the game unbeaten, and they actually conceded less than the likes of Okpeyemi Achakaye, who is the top scorer during the qualifiers. You know, and it actually shows that they scored their. No, I think during my stay in Abuja for some days during the Chan qualifiers, I saw them when they were having training sessions, you know, and the way they played, the way they play with themselves, you know, you know that okay, this squad is actually ready, and they are actually seen to take over the baton, you know, and don't forget that during the 17, this is where talent like Ajibade and the championship. So we are looking up to seeing another assistant to Shola in the building when they play the World Cup, the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in India soon.
Well, we just have to talk about our ladies. They are preparing for the World Cup, and we believe that they will do us proud at the competition. Under-17 World Cup starting over there in India. While we're talking about that, we still have to look at the big ones for tonight. Feromi, you agree with me? Tonight's Champions League, where the likes of Inter Milan will be facing Barcelona after they were beaten by AS Roma over the weekend. They just have to turn things around. Marseille, Sporting Lisbon, Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspur. Although in our morning session, we talked about Ajax, Liverpool, Club Brugge, FC Porto. But now let's look at the likes of Marseille against Sporting, Bayern against Victoria Plzen, and still talking about Inter Milan again. Or maybe you just wrap everything up just like you did in the morning. Let's have you.
No, the way it is right now, Tottenham Hotspur going down to Germany to face Frankfurt is actually going to be a very tough side, because German side are always very strong against English side, and we've seen the way they really showed the way they actually play against when they play against English side, and Tottenham also the way they suffered the fate in the hands of Arsenal. I can say that probably they might be a little bit fatigued based on the stress they go through in playing against Arsenal on Saturday, and they will be facing Frankfurt. It's actually going to be another challenge for Antonio Conte right now, who is trying to get himself together after that defeat on Saturday. And now the biggest match is nothing but Inter Milan against Barcelona. And one of the reasons why this game is like that is if you're in years back, when Inter Milan actually won the Champions League in 2010, where Jose Mourinho was with that squad. You remember that Inter Milan actually defeated Barcelona to get a chance to play the final in the Champions League when they defeated Bayern Munich, where Diego Milito was the hero. This time around, it's actually going to be another kind of cracker. Now they are faced in the same group. Inter Milan right now, they are not doing very well. They lost to AS Roma at home, and now again they will be playing Barcelona, who currently, aside from the defeat they suffer in the hands of Bayern Munich in the Champions League, not lost any matches. So now they will be facing that Milan. Both sides. Themselves a view of probably.
Okay, while we actually talking with Ferrome there, he's been talking about Inter Milan. That match seems to be the main match of the day because Inter Milan Barcelona is going to be a cracker, a big one there. Inter Milan just have to win. It will be nice for them to lose back to back at the Giuseppe Meazza after losing against AS Roma just at the weekend, and now Barcelona are here with their arrows of stars. Well, the arrows of stars. We talk about the likes of Lewandowski, who we know how good he is when it comes to goal scoring. He will be coming with that mindset that he wants to destabilize our team there, and they should be very careful of the entire squad. They can fire from each side of the cylinders, talking about Inter Milan and Barcelona. Now, we've been talking with Ferrome. Ferrome, now let's look at, there's a particular match, that's Eintracht Frankfurt. We know what they are doing. They've been very consistent when it comes to Champions League for the past 2-3 years now. Eintracht Frankfurt against Tottenham Hotspur. Do you think they can beat Tottenham? The same thing is happening to Inter Milan, is happening to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham just have to win again because over the weekend they lost against Arsenal. They're also playing away in Germany. How do you see this game?
They are in the last 5 games of both sides. Now, if you look at Frankfurt in the German Bundesliga, they've not really been impressive like we should say, because they themselves too, they have actually been facing one or two problems as regard their games in the German Bundesliga. Currently, they are placed in the 6th position. Likewise defeated Tottenham Hotspur on a Saturday. So now it's actually going to be two things for Antonio Conte to do. He's going on a road to Germany to face Frankfurt, who currently today are not. They've actually won 3 games. They won their last 3 consecutive matches, and they've lost 2 in 5 different matches they played. Likewise, and Tottenham also, who they've actually won 3 matches. They lost the current one. They won, and it's kind of been intertwined between both sides. Both sides have similar fate at the moment. But for me, if I'm to look at the way this game is being structured, I would definitely say that Tottenham has better chance of defeating Frankfurt. Now, 2 things about German side is that they are not very defensive. And if you look at Antonio Conte's side, if you look at the attacking force he has currently, the likes of Richardson, shows that they have more attacking players to shoot. Frankfurt as well too. They're very good in terms of attack. And look at Tottenham Hotspur too. Look at them. Tottenham Hotspur have always been conceding goals. You look at the way they played against Leicester in the first half. They conceded 2 goals and they came back to defeat Leicester. And if you see the way they played against Arsenal too, you see that Conte is known for a man of defense, but yet he's having issues with his back. Actually punish Tottenham for. And oh yeah, I also discovered that Kovalevsky is even injured, so that definitely is not actually going to play in that match. My bad. So it's actually going to be a very big blow for them. But the more important thing for Tottenham right now, especially for Antonio Conte, is that he needs to win the match, because that will actually stabilize his side as they just return from international break and suffering an heavy defeat to a London rival. I think they actually need to win this game, and it's on the road. But I can say that both teams will definitely score goals, but Tottenham will definitely win the match.
Good one there. Now let's do something. Moni. Now let's the fixtures. Now, if I call one, you just give me how you see the score lines going to be. Let's look at. Let's just do one-on-one. Ajax Napoli.
Give it 3-1 Napoli.
In favor of Napoli, 3-1.
Yes.
Okay. Liverpool Rangers.
Give it 3-0 in favor of
3-0 Liverpool. Okay. Club Brugge Atletico Madrid.
It's kind of very close. I'll be giving them draws.
What kind of draw? Is it 0-0 or 1-1?
I'll be giving them 1-1.
Okay, now 1-1. FC Porto, they play Bayer Leverkusen, and that match, how do you see it's going to be? Maybe is it 1-1 or 1-0 or 2-0 from you?
For me, for Porto, I'll be giving them Porto 2-0 over Bayer Leverkusen.
Well, we wait to see if truly that will be coming up. And the giant, the Bavarians, Bayern Munich against Victoria Pleasant.
I'll give them 4-0.
4-0. I'm sure Sadio Mane should be among the scorers. Inter Milan, Giuseppe Meazza is the place to be, where the action will be taking place between them and Barcelona. How do you see the scoreline?
Barcelona will defeat Inter Milan by 2-1.
2-1. Nigerians are actually watching now. Marcel Sporting there.
Marcel, I can't give the score now, but I know Marcel will definitely defeat Sporting.
Are you afraid? Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspur.
It's kind of a double chance, because it could actually lead to a draw or Tottenham defeating Frankfurt.
Okay, since you are actually standing aloof there, well, maybe Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspur, both of them should listen to you. It seems you are not too decided there. Well, we've been looking at the scoreline for all the Champions League features that will be coming up tonight with Omoni Oluwafermi. Right now, let's move away. Let's talk about women's football. We have the draws for the Women's Champions League was also done. Let's look at the groups of the draws that was actually made. And to let you know that the final will be coming up in Eindhoven, that is PSV Stadion in Eindhoven. That will be next year anyway. Well, as it is, Group A, Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid, Vlasnia. Those are the teams there. Vlasnia will be playing. You have Group B, Wolfsburg, Slavia Prague, St. Pölten of Austria. You have AS Roma in Group C, defending champion Lyon. They are there. You have Arsenal, who actually they've won it before. And you have Juventus, the only English team to have won Women's Champions League, Arsenal. You have Zurich in Group D, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Rosengard, Benfica. Well, to let you know that we have some Nigerians that will be playing this competition, like Oshuala, they're all there. We have Nigerians playing with Rosengard. A lot of them will be playing, even in Benfica, they will all be playing, showcasing their talent. Well, Omoni, Group A, Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid, Vlasnia. Pick two.
Okay, for me, I will give it to PSG and Chelsea.
Don't be carried away. These are women.
Yeah, I would definitely give it to Chelsea. For me, Chelsea will definitely top that table, and maybe either one of PSG or Real Madrid.
Okay, so you remember now you're saying maybe PSG or Real Madrid. Okay, we wait to see. I'm sure you're actually mixing it with men's football. Well, still talking about that, let's still go back to that fixtures where rather the draw for the women. Where in Group B, you have Wolfsburg, you have Slavia Prague, St. Pölten, and AS Roma. AS Roma, they are newcomer in the UEFA Champions League for women. So pick the top two. Slavia Prague. Well, I'll say let them answer you. They are in Group C, defending champion Lyon. They are there with Arsenal, Juventus, and Zurich. This group is tough. Who do you think the two that will progress?
You know, this group is more like you have the likes of Inter, Milan, Bayern, and Barcelona.
Yes.
Very, very top side. And, but for me, I will still, Lyon is actually very bright on the table. And more like Arsenal, yeah, for me, Arsenal, Lyon and Arsenal, I must say.
Lyon, Arsenal for Ferrami. Well, we wait to see if Juventus and Zurich will be answering back there. In Group D, Barcelona, where we have Assisat, will be playing, although they've won it, and she's the only African player that has ever done this. Talking about women, Bayern Munich, Rosengard, Benfica. They will all be there in that group. Who do you think will scale through? I'm sure you're going to pick Barcelona first.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they were actually they were runner-up in the last edition where they suffered in the hands of Lyon, and you know, for me, it was actually a very painful one, and Assisat couldn't get that title as well that year, because she was probably the favorite to actually even scoop the Player of the Year award for her goals and everything. So for me, I'll give it to Barcelona first, and any other team.
Any other team. Well, that's a Women's Champions League draw that was made, and the final will be coming up in Eindhoven Stadion. That will be in next year. Right now, Nigerians will be hoping to see their ladies performing well in this competition. We've been talking some sporting stories, and quickly we run through some transfer stories where we talk about Arsenal. Arsenal offers Bukayo Saka £200,000 a week contract extension deal. You can bet with me, talking about your money, that really Saka deserved this.
Yes, you know, Saka is an example of a player who started very early, and he took the necessary learning he had to take as a player. You know, when he started on the very, very young, you remember Saka is more like a utility player. Then, you know, when he comes in, you put him place in the right back position. You always see him everywhere. Until he got himself and was able to register himself with the number 7 jersey, as at the time he was given a formal contract. Now 200K for me is not a bad idea, but I think one of the issues I've always I have is that when Rashford too as well was offered this kind of contract, you know, before then people were like, he deserved it until he got that, and everything just changed for the England international. So I think that's another problem I have. I hope it doesn't get to their heads, because most times whenever they get this kind of contract, you know, you don't get that result that you expect from them. So for me, Saka is an hard-working player. You know, I've been privileged to see some of his documentaries, his one-on-one, and over time, if you see what he does personally at home, even outside training, you see he's always training, and probably he's a topper too as well, even in college. So I think he actually worth it. You know, he worth it, and I think we're not getting the area where Arsenal are paying players very big amount. 200K for me is a very big money.
The way you mentioned the 200K, it's not 200,000 naira, Ferrami.
I know.
It just keeps saying 200K. That's a huge money. 200,000 pounds per week. Oh my goodness. According to some mathematician, I'm whispering to my head that it's about 170 million weekly. That's a huge amount of money. Well, okay, we are still running some transfer story. Chelsea are discussing with RB Leipzig about defender Josko Gvardiol and Christopher Nkunku, even though news came out that Nkunku has actually done medical with Chelsea. They want to keep that particular news, but it broke out. But fine boy Josko Gvardiol will be fair right now, and Christopher Nkunku, both of them right now, they are edging close little by little, but discussion is ongoing between RB Leipzig and Chelsea. And now we take another one that has to do with Manchester United. Manchester United don't offer players new contract yet, coming from Erik ten Hag. That's the manager there. He said he wants to assess the players. He wants to see who is doing well or not before he will tell the hierarchy of Manchester United who to offer contract extension too. Well, coming from Erik ten Hag. And then we look at this one. Chelsea are monitoring Arsenal's forward, Gabriel Martinelli. The Brazilian has really done well since he joined Arsenal, and right now they are monitoring him to get it forward to join them at Stamford Bridge. Will he make that move? It's the Battle of London. Feromi, you look at this. Would this be possible for Martinelli to cross over from Arsenal to the Blues?
For me, there's nothing impossible. You know, there's nothing impossible. So far, we saw David Luiz leaving Chelsea to join Arsenal. You know, a Brazilian, and I think one thing Brazilians, or two things Brazilians look towards for whenever they go to Europe is to win trophies and to make money. And you saw why the likes of Oscar had to travel to China, because he wants to make money. Because they know that after football, when it gets to retirement, you know, you have to spend money. You're not going to spend trophy. You know, just like the late Stephen Keshi, what he said that it's good to have trophy, but at the same time, too, after football years, I need to fall back to money, to spend money. So if the pay is really coming, I think Gabriel Martinelli might actually join. You know, it depends on his choice. It depends on what the discussion offer to him. You know, some players join clubs maybe because of their family, maybe because their wife or their kids or even their parents actually want them to join. So now it just lies in the hands of, probably if the pay is higher than what Arsenal is offering, and maybe Champions League football, we never can tell too. Champions League football too can actually make a player. Currently, Chelsea are playing in the Champions League, and we don't know what next season shows. If Arsenal doesn't make it to the Champions League, I can tell you some players might definitely leave. And I think one of the reasons why the likes of Saka, they gave him a very big contract, is just to keep him in the squad, because they know he's important in that team, and they know that some big money moves might be coming ahead for him. So he might actually. The thing is just about is a decision of the player, and if they actually like the style of play. Some players join clubs because of the coach in that present club. So I think that's another thing that. Martinelli, those are the options I think Martinelli will be looking, and to tick the box ahead of him. Maybe Champions League football, maybe more money, maybe the style and the philosophy of the club, maybe the coach who is currently in the club, maybe he wants to get international football, a regular football, and to boost his career to play in the national team.
Good one there. Amani Ferami from Lagos. We want to appreciate your time, and I hope those call line you call will actually stay, or else Nigeria will drag you. And your 200K per week, really, that's a huge amount of money. We want to appreciate your time with us on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Good one there. We want to appreciate you one more time. Well, that's it on the show. We just have to go now. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.